Thank you, Dave Neal, and welcome to Swayze Field in Oxford, Mississippi for Game 3 of this weekend's Magnolia State rivalry matchup. It's number 6, Mississippi State, looking for a sweep on this Sunday. Ole Miss, ranked 18th in the country, trying to salvage one on the final day of the series. Got started on Friday night. Ole Miss had a 1-0 lead going into the 6th inning. Bulldogs got on the board. Ole Miss retook the lead, but Mississippi State with a couple of runs in the top of the 9th to get the win in game number 1. Yesterday for the Bulldogs, it was all about the long ball. 3 different players with home runs in the game, accounting for 5 of the 6 runs the Bulldogs scored to go up 2-0 in the series. And with that, we welcome you on this Sunday afternoon to Swayze Field in Oxford, Mississippi. Alongside the former All-American and big leaguer Todd Walker, I'm Richard Cross. And Todd, this is a game Mississippi State with a chance to sweep. We know they're huge in the SEC. Ole Miss trying to salvage one today.
Mississippi State's playing as good as anyone in the country under first-year head coach Brian O'Connor. They're 7-0 in their last 7 games, 2 straight here in Oxford. And as for Ole Miss, they need a big day. Sweeps are hard to overcome in the SEC, but they've got a guy on the mound to do it in Cade Townsend.
And Cade Townsend this year bouncing back from an injury. He was pitching against Texas 2 weeks ago, had to leave that start after just 35 pitches. He has gone through rehab. They've done the MRI and the X-ray. He is good to go, although maybe not as long as he normally would today.
Well, this is 1A and 1B for Ole Miss. Hunter Elliott's probably their ace. Cade Townsend's right behind him. He's a future big leaguer. He's got big league stuff. Fastball up to 98. Can throw any off speed you can think of at you. The numbers are silly. 0.92 ERA, 32 strikeouts in 19 innings. 70% strike throws, so he can be around the zone. He's good both to right-handed hitters and left-handed hitters. 8 starts last year. This will be a 6th start. And if he throws at you, don't charge the mound. He's a black belt in Taekwondo.
Good to know. Good to know. Don't go that route. Only 3 runs allowed, 2 of them earned this season. This the lineup he is dealing with for Mississippi State. Ace Reese, preseason first-team All-SEC, the All-American with good numbers on the year, although a little slow start in SEC play. The Bulldogs top 4 in the order, only 5 hits through the first 2 games of the season. They have had a lot of guys that have contributed this weekend. Ole Miss with a little bit different look in the outfield today defensively. Pasella getting the start in left. There you see Brett Mosley in center field. Mike Bianco says a plus defender, plays the outfield well, really runs well, and trying to kind of shake things up in the lineup a little bit. You see the infield with Utermark, Randall, Decker, and Furness. Austin Fawley catching, and again, Cade Townsend on the mound in the 3rd game of this weekend series. It's nice today. 74 degrees at first pitch, wind blowing out of the south. Right now, straight out to center field as we get set for Ole Miss and Mississippi State. First pitch is low for ball 1. Aiden Teal, the New Jersey native, leading things off for Mississippi State. Looking for his first hit of the weekend. Transfer from the University of Virginia. All in a strike to Aiden Teal.
Followed Brian O'Connor over from his last 3 years where he spent at Virginia. 317 hitter last year, 315 this year. Pretty consistent.
He's been the anchor in the middle of the outfield for Mississippi State this season. The 1-1 from Townsend. This one runs inside, a hard breaking ball there. So Cade Townsend, 2 weeks ago yesterday in the start against Texas, felt a little uncomfortable in his shoulder, pulled him after just 35 pitches in that ball game. The 2-1. This one's lined out of the left center field. That's the first hit of the weekend for Aiden Teal, and a good start for Mississippi State. He's trying to stretch it into a double, and will do so with a head-first slide as the Bulldogs get the leadoff man aboard.
Dude can swing it. He's got more walks than strikeouts to let you know he can handle the bat, and I love watching the opposite field base hits. Cade Townsend challenges him right down the middle. The ball's low. And he just uses his legs, goes down and gets it, pops it in the left center gap for a leadoff double for Aiden Teal.
So Mississippi State with a runner in scoring position after just 1 hitter as Ace Reese comes to the plate. Ace Reese with 7 home runs to lead the Bulldogs. He's driven in 35 this year, and he takes ball 1, the junior from Canton, Texas. One of the top returning players this year in the SEC. Reese hits a fly ball to right field. This one is into the bullpen and gone. What a start for the Bulldogs. 2-run home run for Ace Reese, his 8th long ball of the season. Bulldogs come out swinging just like they did a week ago in the series finale against Vanderbilt.
Not the start that Ole Miss was hoping out of Cade Townsend, but he is challenging them. Leadoff double, and then Ace Reese. He's going to be a top pick in the draft this year. Blisters it to right field. Early lead for Mississippi State.
3rd and 4th earned runs allowed this season by Cade Townsend. This ball hit in the air, out to right field. It's the center fielder in the gap making the catch. Mosley retires Sullivan for the first out of the inning. Townsend, after the injury against Texas, threw a bullpen last Sunday as he was working through the recovery process. Faced a couple of live hitters in batting practice. Had another bullpen on Thursday of this week and has been completely medically cleared. Mike Bianco said he hit all of the benchmarks he needed to hit along the way.
Well, there's no question he's going to be on a pitch count today. I mean, he's coming off a 2-week injury, and it would make sense that he's going to rely heavily on his fastball. You know, he doesn't want to dance around, have to throw a lot of pitches early. He wants to last, obviously, as long as he can. And so far, he just hasn't been able to get by the Bulldog hitters.
This was that game 2 weeks ago against Texas. You see that one come out of his hand funny, and if you've been around the game of baseball for any amount of time, you immediately go to worst case scenario. This pitch misses up for ball 1, 2-1.
But thankfully it wasn't. He's out a couple weeks. He's back, and you know, we talked to Coach Bio, Mike Bianco, before the game, and he said, "Look, we're in it for the long haul with this kid. Not necessarily today, although we'd like him to pitch well. We're going to watch him closely, and you know, we need him for the rest of the year."
2-2. This one fouled away by Reed Stallman. Stallman's got 1 hit on the weekend. For the year, hitting .357. He's been on base 3 times over the course of the last 2 games, drawn a couple of walks. Ole Miss with the shift on against Reed Stallman with the 2-2 pitch coming, and he fouls it off third base side and out of play. Bulldogs got SEC play started on the road at Arkansas. Look at this Mississippi State offense, tops in the SEC in doubles. You can add 1 to that number after the leadoff double from Aiden Teal. I guess that slugging percentage kind of goes up as well. Strike 3 called. Stallman goes away looking on the breaking ball.
Yeah, and there's going to be a pattern with Cade Townsend now. Early on, you're going to see the fastballs. If he can get in a position where he can get you to strike out, that's when you're going to go to the off speed, and he's got a good one. That 12-6 curveball. He's also got the slider, moves right to left, but that one's tough as a hitter because you see it high and think it's going to stay there, and it drops down the zone, especially with the spin rate that he's got on Cade, that Cade has on that fat curveball.
First pitch strike to the 5-hole hitter Ryder Woodson, who has had a productive weekend at the plate. 3 hits in the first 2 games, scored a couple of runs. Ryder Woodson, sophomore, slipped into that shortstop role and has played well defensively for Mississippi State. Does lead the team in errors, but that's the spot on the field that you would expect to be the case. Shortstop tends to get more action than anybody else. Ball and a strike from Townsend to Ryder Woodson. Swings through that one for strike 2. And after the leadoff double and the home run, Cade Townsend seems to have settled in just a bit.
Yeah, I mean, and he's going to. I mean, he knows what he's doing on the mound. Pitchability's off the charts for this kid. And Again, like I said, early fastballs, but I mean those off speed with 2 strikes, you can get a lot of swing and misses like right there.
Back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning, but Mississippi State starts this game 3 with a bang, a leadoff double, and then a 2-run home run from Ace Reese, his 8th of the year. Dogs in front, 2-zip. Big fella on the mound today for Mississippi State, the right-hander Duke Stone, a sophomore at 6'5" and 235 pounds. He's a Georgia native, making his 6th start of the year, 8th appearance overall. Todd began the year in the bullpen, and then they moved him into the starting role.
Well, in all fall, they thought he'd be a bullpen guy, and he's gradually slipped into this 3rd starter, and there's not a whole lot of teams in the SEC with legit 3rd starters. That's how you're going to win the league, and Mississippi State has got one in Duke Stone. Like you mentioned, 4-0 on the year, hasn't been beat. Elite command, 7-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio, 37 strikeouts, only 5 walks. Fastball can get up to about 95. He's going to use the slider to get the right-handers out, change up to the left-handers. He's equally good against the left and right-handed hitters. 13 strikeouts in his last 2 starts versus Arkansas and Vanderbilt.
Lineup that he will be dealing with today for Ole Miss is a group that has the 3rd most home runs in the SEC. One of the problems for the Rebels, though, it's been lots of home runs and not a lot of production up and down the lineup. You see Judd Utermark hitting in the 2-hole, 2nd on the Ole Miss team with 11 home runs. He's got 40 in his career. He's tied for 5th in Ole Miss baseball history. Chance Teal and Parker in the outfield. That's the freshman out in right field. You get a look there at Ryder Woodson at shortstop for Mississippi State. 0 experience at that position in the SEC coming into this year.
Along with the catcher. Talked to Brian O'Connor before the game. He said that was the 2 concerns he had coming into this year, was the shortstop position and the catcher position. And so he's got some newbies out there. They've done fairly well. Again, like I mentioned at the Open, Mississippi State's playing like one of the best teams in the country, so they're doing their job.
Dom Decker leading things off for Ole Miss, and he takes ball 1. Decker, a transfer from Murray State, part of the Murray State team that won the Oxford Regional a year ago, beat Duke in a Super Regional, and made their way to the College World Series. Decker on the ground right side, fielded by Stallman, with Stone covering in time for the 1st out.
Clean by Stallman, moving to his right. Gets the glove out in front, catches the short hop. You lay back on that a little bit, it's going to eat you alive. Nice job of being aggressive by Stallman to get that 1st out.
Judd Utermark, the senior from Charlotte, North Carolina, 6'5", 250. You saw the 40 career home runs just a moment ago. Hit a home run on Friday night in this series, a night when the wind was blowing in. He hit a laser over the right center field wall. His 11th of the year. He takes a first pitch strike from Duke Stone. Ball and a strike to Judd Utermark. Mississippi State, a team that shifts a lot. And against the right-hander Utermark, you see them shifted, pulled to the left side. The 1-1. 2-1 as that one misses away. Talked about Cade Townsend returning to the rotation this weekend for Ole Miss, obviously getting the start today. Mississippi State was without their Friday night starter this weekend. Ryan McPherson, 3-0 in 6 starts this year, dealing with forearm soreness. He's a guy that had Tommy John surgery in high school. And that pitch misses to Utermark. Ole Miss gets a 1-out base runner, the walk to Judd Utermark. Brian O'Connor in his first season in Starkville after a long, successful run at the University of Virginia. 940 career wins, 7 trips to the College World Series, and the 2015 national champion with the Hoos.
2024 Hall of Fame inductee, second among active coaches, win percentage.
This ball gets away from the catcher Raymond, scoots up the first base line, and Judd Utermark will go to second on the wild pitch.
And it's amazing what a difference a coach makes, right? We always think baseball, you just roll them out there and let them play. But Brian O'Connor comes over to Starkville. Mississippi State in his first year. They're undefeated at home this year, 17-0. They've won 7 in a row. And for a team that wasn't playing great over the last few years, Brian O'Connor instantly has that kind of impact.
Had a run rule victory in a Tuesday night midweek game against Southern Miss. This ball hit in the air out to center field. Teal on the run. He'll make the catch at the track. Utermark tags at second base. He will go to third. That's a loud out off the bat of Tristan Becerra, who does not have a hit this weekend, but he hit that one well.
That ball was smoked. Wind's kind of died down now. It was blowing straight out during batting practice, then a little right to left. Now it's just kind of dead, and that's the deepest part of the ballpark. Tristan Becerra gives it a ride, but just not enough.
About 10 miles an hour when we started. Going to be breezy throughout the afternoon. And again, out of the south, helping balls, especially to straightaway center field and to right. Colin Reuter bats with a runner at third and 2 down in the inning, looking for a 2-out base hit to get Ole Miss on the board after the Rebels gave up 2 in the top of the inning on Ace Reese's 8th home run of the year. Reuter, that's past the third baseman Reese out into left field. A run-scoring single for Colin Reuter, and Ole Miss is on the board now 2-1.
Huge. 2-out base hits win baseball games, and Colin Reuter comes through big. I mean, Ole Miss has left a lot of guys on base over this weekend. That's been the problem. And to break through like that, we always hear hitting's contagious. All of a sudden makes Will Furniss feel better coming up to the plate, but just getting that key base hit is huge for Ole Miss.
Will Furniss, the senior from Nacogdoches, Texas, been around the Ole Miss program for a while. He takes away for ball 1. Couple of home runs on the year for Will Furniss. Just missed one on Friday night. Hit it to the wall in right on a night where the wind was gushing in. He takes low for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. To finish the thought on Ryan McPherson being out for Mississippi State, they got the MRI done. It was 100% clean. Still dealing with some tenderness in that forearm, though. 3-0 now to Furniss. And so in McPherson's absence, Mississippi State started Charlie Foster on Friday in Game 1. Tomas Valenkas pitched well yesterday, and now it's Duke Stone in Game 3 of the weekend. His 3-0 to Furniss. Fouled back. Green light for Will Furniss on the 3-0.
I like it. 26 career home runs for Will Furniss here in Oxford. You got 2 outs. Less than 2 outs, you'd probably take that pitch. But when you know a fastball's coming, go ahead and give him the green light. Let him go.
I'm shocked that a hitter likes a 3-0 green light.
It's one of the rare times you know what's coming.
3-1, and it misses for ball 4. That's the second walk here in the bottom of the first inning for Duke Stone. And that's just a guy that coming in really had not walked many guys. Only 5 walks in 26 1/3 coming in.
Well, it's the curse. Right when I said he had elite command, he walks 2 guys in the first inning. And like you said, only 5 walks all year. Kind of shows you a little bit of difference in playing at home or pitching at home or pitching on the road. And, you know, although I wouldn't call this crowd hostile just yet, it's a different feel when you go into a different ballpark, and for Duke Stone still trying to find it out.
Mentioned Brett Mosley drawing the start. Just the second start of the year for Mosley. It's the 21st game in which he has played in limited at-bats this year. He's hitting .300. 3 hits in 10 at-bats for the Rebels center fielder on this Sunday. And he bunts it third base side, and that's a good one. And Ole Miss has got the bases loaded as Mosley saw the third baseman Reese playing back and dropped it down perfectly.
I got mixed feelings about that. As a hitter, like you mentioned, I love base hits. Don't get me wrong. With 2 outs, I've been griped out, for lack of a better term, by a couple coaches with 2 outs on bunting. I've tried it, and they've, you know, their perspective is drive them in with 2 outs. You know, you got no outs, you got a whole inning to build. With 2 outs, you know, they want you to drive them in, and now, of course, you're waiting on Daniel Pasella behind you in the 7 spot to do the same job you were up there to do. So love the base hits, but you know, a lot of times we're looking to drive those runs in when we have a chance with 2 outs.
Daniel Pasella, who's coming to the plate for Ole Miss, an interesting story, is get a look at Justin Parker. Lone holdover from the previous staff. Chris Lemonis' staff as the pitching coach. Brian O'Connor had watched him for a long time, competed against him in the Charlottesville Regional a couple of years ago. Really liked the direction that he had the Mississippi State pitching staff going, and extended the invitation for Justin Parker to stay. Pasella takes off speed for strike 1. Had a grand slam last Saturday against Kentucky. Over 50 career home runs for Pasella, though he has gotten off to a slow start this year for Ole Miss, hitting just .162. And he's behind in the count here. No balls and 2 strikes with the bases loaded. And he goes down on 3 pitches. 3 straight off speed to get a strikeout to end the inning. Ole Miss strands 3. It's 2-1 after an inning. .486th all-time meeting in baseball between Mississippi State and Ole Miss. This year, a pair of teams ranked in the top 25. Bulldogs have won 9 of the last 10 in the series. 2 years ago here in Oxford, Ole Miss got its only series win against Mississippi State in the last decade. The Bulldogs trying for their 3rd sweep in that time frame. Parker, Fry, and Raymond to start things for Mississippi State in the top of the 2nd inning.
And you would think, you know, they would have done well in 2022 when Ole Miss won the national championship. You thought they were dominant, but remember, Ole Miss was 6-14 in the league through the first 20 games. Struggled most of the year, barely got in, and then, of course, make that dramatic run to win it all.
Big swing and a miss there from the freshman Jacob Parker. highly touted. See, last week, 6 for 11, scored 8 runs. He is coming into his own in his freshman season in Starkville. Brian O'Connor, if nothing else, honest with us when we visited with him before the game. You asked him, hey, did you see this coming in the fall for Jacob Parker? And he said, absolutely not. Strike 3 called. Parker goes away looking. That is 3 straight strikeouts for Cade Townsend. He gave up the double and the home run to start the game, but has settled in.
Yeah, he's starting to feel it now. And again, early on when you're trying to establish your fastball, that's when you can get hurt a little bit, and that's what happened. But now, Cade Townsend's starting to feel that off speed a little better. That curveball's got tight break to it. Hitters are having a hard time picking it up.
Garrick Fry lines this one out into left center field, a base hit. Aiden Teal got a double to start the game. Now Garrick Fry will cruise into second base with a 1-out double here in the bottom of the second.
And that's going to be the way to get him. Cade Townsend clearly trying to get ahead of these guys. Aiden Teal led off the game with the double in the gap. Ace Reese caught a fastball as well. So you're hunting that fastball, and when you're going to get it is early, because if he gets you to 2 strikes, Cade Townsend goes to work, and he can give you some swing and miss pitches. So Garrick Fry knows that. First pitch fastball, ambush into the gap.
Mississippi State came into the weekend, and they're going to exit the weekend leading the SEC in batting average. They're at .343 coming into today's ball game. They also are tops in the SEC in doubles, and you can add 2 more to the tally, up to 70 doubles on the year. Andrew Raymond getting the start at catcher today. Transfer from George Mason. This is 10th start at catcher of the year. He's behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes.
See, that's about the 3rd or 4th curveball that Cade Townsend's let go high that hitters have taken. They're fishing after the one that's down the middle and drops out of the zone. They can see that one. But the one high, it tells you that he's got really tight and sharp break on that curveball. Looks like a fastball high.
Bouncer to Furness at first base. He'll take it himself for the 2nd out of the inning as Fry moves from 2nd to 3rd on the ground ball.
And you want to see that from Cade Townsend. I mean, again, in his mind, he's thinking, I need to last in this game. I want to be out here. But in order to do that, he's got to get some early contact. And so I think that's why he was trying to get that fastball over the plate early. They've hurt him a little bit, so now he's got to really pitch. Now he's got to kind of think through things and use his off speed. Like I said, he's got about everything. The 12-6 curveball, the slider, he's got a splitter, he's got a change. He's got a cutter to go along with that 98-mile-an-hour fastball. So he's got a lot of pitches he can use.
And he's facing the toughest out in the SEC. Bryce Chance serves this one down the right field line, but foul. Leading hitter in the Southeastern Conference, Bryce Chance, coming into today's ball game with a .444 average. See the OPS, on base and slugging, up over 1,000, up over 1,100 actually. He has struck out only 3 times this year.
Love this guy. I mean, if you are striking out 10 to 15% of your plate appearances, that's really good. That 3 strikeouts all year long and 90 plate appearances for Bryce Chance, 3%.
All of his hits either singles or doubles. He's got 25 singles and 11 doubles this year. Does not have a home run, has not logged a triple yet.
And in this day and age where everybody's striking out, as long as the damage numbers are there, nobody really cares. But this is why you want these guys that can make contact, right? Guy on second, nobody out. He can move him over to third. Guy on third with less than 2 outs, he can get him in. You don't get strikeouts in those positions from Bryce Chance. And he's always going to put the ball in play. And I always said that about when I went to LSU. I didn't know much, but I knew if I put the ball in play every time, I had a chance to hit for an average. And that's what you're seeing from Bryce Chance.
Lifts this one out to right field. Tristan Becerra settling under it, fighting the sun just a bit, and makes the catch. Bulldogs strand a runner at third. It's 2-1 through 1.5. 10 of the top 25 from D1 baseball made up from the SEC. Texas at number 2, the highest ranked team from the conference. They get a sweep this weekend of Oklahoma. A couple of tight ball games in Austin. Arkansas probably going to fall a bit in next week's poll after being swept at home by the Florida Gators. And Tennessee probably not going to be making an appearance after being swept this weekend in Nashville by Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt today scores 6 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning to come from behind and win 16-15 in what was a wild series on West End.
It's not too unusual to see that. We know that the SEC's won 7 of the last 8 national championships and should have been all 8. 2018 Arkansas, but 7 different teams. LSU's won it twice from the SEC. It's just been a dominant conference in college baseball over the last 10 years.
Austin Foley leading off for Ole Miss, and he hits this one out of play right side. Is behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Couple of walks in the first inning, a little uncharacteristic for Duke Stone. Colin Reuter had an RBI single to score Judd Utermark. 2-1 our score, bottom of the 2nd inning. The 0-2 to Foley. Stone's 1-2. High in the air, foul behind home plate. Raymond trying to find it. The first baseman, Stallman, though, will make the catch. And there's one away.
The struggles continue for Austin Foley. Hitting the A spot. Hit 256 last year, but 21 home runs. Most by any catcher in the Bianco era. Led the team last year in slugging percentage, 2nd in home runs to Utermark. This year just having a tough time getting going, only hitting around 200.
Just 3 home runs as Braden Randall comes to the plate, the junior shortstop. Randall in the 9-hole, hitting .221 on the year. Left-handed hitter against the right-handed pitcher, and he takes strike 1. Falls in at 90. Talked about Mississippi State's start to SEC play. They went on the road and faced Arkansas in week 1. Lost game 1 of that 5-4. Arkansas had a walk-off win in the first game of the series. Mississippi State bounced back at the second game with Linkus on the mound, and then lost game 3 to the Razorbacks. Bounced back last weekend with wins over Vanderbilt, 4-2, 7-2, and then a 17-7 7-inning win. Run rule victory against Vandy last Sunday. Randall goes down swinging for the second out of the inning, second strikeout of the game for Duke Stone.
Once Braden Randall got to 2 strikes, Ace Reese ran from third base all the way to right center field, so it was a heavy loaded shift on the right side. What that would tell me as a hitter is you're going to get off speed. He's not going to all of a sudden pump 95 in the middle, middle of the plate and let you get jammed and hit it the other way. So he's going to try to get you out with all speed, and Braden Randall just not able to stay back.
Top of the order, Dom Decker takes strike 1. You saw Mike Bianco in that first base dugout. We'll visit with him as we head to the top of the 3rd inning. Decker now behind in the count 0-2, and boy, Duke Stone doing what a pitcher loves. That's getting ahead in count after count.
Well, this is what we know about him, and he's now heavy off speed. Like he's almost throwing his off speed to set up the fastball. We haven't seen a whole lot of 95 from him till now.
How about a 3-pitch strikeout? That is now 3 strikeouts for Duke Stone as he retires Ole Miss 1-2-3 in the 2nd. We'll chat with the Rebels head coach Mike Bianco next. 2-1, Mississippi State leading over Ole Miss. As we go to the top of the third inning, we're joined by Mike Bianco in his 26th year as the head coach at Ole Miss. Coach, Cade Townsend doesn't pitch last week. He's come all the way back. You've told us good to go. Greeted kind of rudely, but then seems to have settled in a little bit.
No, I agree totally, Richard. He, the first two hitters, you could tell he was really amped up, and it had more to do with, I think, just being adrenalized than anything else, and just wasn't sharp. Got behind in the count a little bit there, and obviously, Ace Reese is really good and made him pay for, a changeup that I thought was probably a pretty good pitch at 1-0. But beyond that, he's been really good, and I think a good mix of all the pitches.
Colin Reuter got that big 2-out base hit. I know that the issue this weekend has kind of been leaving guys on base. So what have you kind of told the offense about, getting base hits in key moments?
Well, that's exactly it, Todd. We both played for the same guy, right? And he, when he talked about offense, it was less about the hits and more about the timely hit, right? Getting them when they mean the most, and that's really what we've failed at. Yesterday we had a couple opportunities, but we didn't do a very good job with runners in scoring position. And today we got to do better, and that was a big hit for us.
Coach, thanks for your time.
Thanks, guys.
Mike Bianco. In 26th year as the head coach at Ole Miss.
Most tenured coach in the SEC. I mean, you got Dave Van Horn at 24, Tim Corbin, 24.
968 wins and a national championship for Mike Bianco in his time with the Rebels. 29th year overall. He's at 1,068 wins. Aiden Teal led the game off with a double the other way. Leads things off here in the third. Behind in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. And a strike 3. Called on the outside corner. Got him with a breaking ball. That's the 4th strikeout for Cade Townsend.
And 3rd strikeout looking. All on that breaking ball. Like I said, as a hitter, you see that. And if it's got tight enough spin, you can't really see the break on it. You think it's a fastball. You give up on it above the belt, and it just drops down in the zone. Unless you've seen it once, you don't really know what to expect.
Ace Reese saw it well in his last at-bat, a 2-run home run, his 8th of the season. That put Mississippi State in front 2-0. Rebels scratched a run in the bottom of the first inning. That's where we stand, 2-1. Bulldogs with 1 out in the top of the third. Riding a 7-game winning streak. 1-1 now to Ace Reese. Mike Bianco said it was a changeup. Deposited it into the right field bullpen to get the Bulldogs on the board.
Well, one thing pitchers know, you don't throw low and into left-handed hitters, and that's exactly where that pitch was. Ace Reese gets the barrel out in front, and now the wind's picked up a little more, blowing out, so he didn't need any help on that one, though.
Reese from Canton High School in Canton, Texas. Transferred to Mississippi State from the University of Houston. Preseason All-American by pretty much every publication that covers college baseball. First team, second team. First team preseason All-SEC as well. Swinging it from the left side, the 2-2. And Reese swings through that one. Got him on the off speed.
Yeah, you're starting to like what you see out of Cade Townsend now and showing you why he's got elite stuff. Curveball, the slider, that changeup right there moving away from the left-handed barrel. And again, when you're a hitter and you know he's got 98 in his back pocket, you got to gear up for that fastball. He drops that change on you and you're way out in front.
Noah Sullivan flew out to center field his first time up. Holds up, a late appeal down to first base, and they say that Sullivan did not go around. Ryan Broussard, our home plate umpire today. Cedric Coleman's at first base, Eddie Newsome at second, and Jeff Head at third base. I think our field umpires decided they were tired of being cold from the last 2 days, and they all go with the jackets, the long sleeves in the field.
Well, you and I have jackets on here in the booth, and it ain't that cold.
No.
I think I just followed your lead.
The 1-1. This one hammered foul down the third baseline. Sullivan out in front there.
But I've noticed as I get older, I get less tolerant of the cold.
I've come to a realization. With cold weather, I want to go to it instead of it coming to me.
That's right. There you go. You got to do it on purpose.
That's right.
I don't need it to happen to me accidentally.
Can kind of get geared up mentally for that. The 1-2. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. That is 6 strikeouts for Cade Townsend. He's dealing.
Townsend's looking good, and that's what Ole Miss needs. First, Aiden Till, the backwards curveball. Then Ace Reese swings at his changeup, and then Noah Sullivan froze up. Cade Townsend looking great.
Kyle Gordon is the all-time home run leader at Ole Miss, hit 48 in his career. Tim Elko, who has a statue inside the stadium, he's got 46 career home runs. You look down just a few spots. Brad Henderson, the all-time hits leader. Jacob Gonzalez, who was All-American shortstop. And Judd Utermark, tied for 5th with 40 career home runs. Judd moved into that tie for 5th on Friday night with a solo shot for the Rebels. 2-1 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Mississippi State with the early lead over the Rebels.
Big kid, 6'5", 250, can move. For that, he could have been a tight end.
There's Brad Henderson on that list with 40 home runs, tied for 5th.
Think he's pulling against him?
Nah. Brad's been the radio analyst alongside David Kellum, the Ole Miss Radio Network. Here's a high fly ball to shallow right field. Parker coming in, long run, and he'll get there to make the catch for the first out of the inning.
Judd got beat just a hair on that one. He has the launch angle on the swing, just ball got in on him just enough.
So we were talking with Brian O'Connor about Jacob Parker, and they saw raw power when he came in. He was a highly sought-after high school player. Could have taken the route to the major leagues, to drafted and gone that route. Decides to go to Mississippi State. Put him in the outfield, and one of the things he said they had to work on was angles in the outfield, really figuring out how to go get a ball at least at the right angle.
Yeah, well, his brother was a first-round pick last year by the Blue Jays, JoJo Parker. So a lot of talent in that family, and we knew that Jacob Parker was going to be something special, just not this quick. And yeah, the angles, there was a lot to learn as a freshman coming into a major college program. Brian O'Connor said they coached him up, and here he is starting in the SEC as a freshman, which is rare these days.
Tristan Becerra at the plate. Hit a line drive to deep center field his first time up. Becerra hitless on the weekend. He's ahead in the count here, 3 balls and no strikes. All right, what about 1 out, bases empty? You turn him loose? Green light on a 3-0?
No, I think that's just a 2-out deal with a guy on base.
Okay.
Yeah.
4-pitch walk to Tristan Becerra.
And a home run guy, which Becerra's got.
He's got 14.
Yeah, well, nobody's on base. All the criteria have to work.
You got to have all of it.
Got to have it all, yeah.
Colin Reuter has driven in the only run of the game for Ole Miss. A single through the left side of the infield. Got it just past Ace Reese at third base. 2-1 our score, bottom of the third inning. Reuter takes outside for ball one. Three walks by Duke Stone today. Had only 5 coming in. This is the most that he has walked in a single outing all season. Pair of walks in the first inning. Got Ole Miss 1, 2, 3 in the second. And he has the 1-out walk to Becerra on 4 pitches. And a 1-1 count to Colin Reuter. Ole Miss not a team that runs a whole lot. 26 out of 31 in stolen bases this year.
Kind of a lost art in baseball, really. I don't know that there's a lot of people that focus on stolen bases anymore.
Kentucky certainly does.
They'll run it. But I think, and I know with Skip Bertman, he was waiting on the 3-run home run, so you didn't want to get blown up on the bases and give up and out when, especially depending on where you are in the lineup, but it wasn't worth the risk.
Reuter behind in the count 1-2. He's got the right side of the infield open. Able to hold up, checks his swing, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
One of the things Mike Bianco says is absolutely right. You don't have to bang out 15 hits every day game to get a win. Sometimes it's just key base hits in right moments. Colin Reuter, last time up with 2 outs, delivers the single. And one of the biggest question marks or questions that I've always got is like, why do people struggle to hit with runners in scoring position? And there's never a real answer for that other than patience maybe. But I also thought as a hitter, if you got a guy in scoring position, that first 1 or 2 pitches was going to be that pitcher's best off speed. So if I was looking off speed early, you could get him.
Count now full on Colin Reuter. Fouled a couple off. He was behind in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. It's now full. Time called by the catcher, Raymond. He saw the pitch clock winding down a little bit, took the defensive timeout. We'll go out and visit with Duke Stone on the mound. 2 1/3, couple of hits, 1 run. That came in the first inning. He struck out 3, but also has walked 3 so far. Mississippi State pretty well rested bullpen. Only 2 guys likely not to pitch today, Maddox Webb and Maddox Miller, guys that have already been used in some cases multiple times this weekend. Full count, and it missed for ball 4. That's the 4th walk of the game for Duke Stone through 2 1/3.
Yeah, that's abnormal for Duke Stone, who, like we mentioned earlier, only had 5 walks on the year. Has 4 walks today already. A little bit of an overthrow there. Let the ball go high. Trying to throw it too hard. 2 walks in a row, and walks will get you, man, especially when you're going through the middle of this lineup with Ole Miss. Furness, Mosley, and Pasella coming up.
Will Furness had a huge base hit last Saturday in Game 3 for Ole Miss against Kentucky.
And remember what I mentioned earlier? First pitch, guy on second, scoring position, off speed. So I think a lot of times as hitters, we look for that heater early, and you just don't ever get it and get yourself out more often than not. And so I learned to start looking for their off speed early in the count with a guy in scoring position, because that's generally what they go to.
Spin and a throw to second. Nothing doing there. Will Furness, story's been told a lot. Nacogdoches, Texas, the son of the College Baseball Hall of Famer Eddie Furness. One of the best hitters in the history of college baseball.
A lot of the same mannerisms.
Furness drives this one past Reese at third base. Runners had to freeze because it was a line drive, and so everybody moves up 90 feet. Base hit for Will Furness, and Ole Miss has them loaded with one out in the bottom of the third.
That's how you drive a ball the other way. You don't look fastball and drive it the other way. Will Furness is looking off speed. He already waved at one in the first pitch. Doesn't want to do it again. Sits back, gets the fastball, and just lays the barrel down on it. Late on the fastball to hit it the other way. Perfect hitting for Will Furness, like his dad.
Eddie didn't go oppo a whole lot, did he?
He was a good hitter all the way around. He could take, he could take straight. He wasn't afraid to take strikes, which there's a lot of value in seeing pitches as a hitter. Eddie was one of the best at just going deep in counts. He would go the other way. He could hit his home runs too. I think he's got the record at LSU for home runs, but
that would be Dr. Eddie Furness, right?
Dr. Eddie Furness, that's right. But I tell you what, they are a lot alike.
Brett Mosley dropped down a bunt single in his previous at-bat after a meeting with Mike Clement, the third base coach, who is the hitting coach on this Ole Miss team.
So you know what it does do? It makes Ace Reese play up on the grass, which opens up some gaps on the left side of the infield for Mosley. That's what I love about the bunts. If you can move that third baseman in and do something similar with what Will Furness just did, well, now he's swinging for the fence. But if you could use that other side of the field, because you've put Ace Reese in a position where he has to defend against the bunt.
Waved at the 92-mile-an-hour fastball. The count, a ball and a strike to Brett Mosley, making just his second start of the season. He fouls this one out of play and is behind in the count 1-2. After a fly out to right from Judd Utermark to start the inning, walk, single to Becerra, Reuter, and Furness, and now Brett Mosley behind in the count, batting with one down and the bases loaded. Three-quarter swing, couldn't hold up. He goes down on strikes, a big out for Duke Stone and the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and back to the point we were making about not striking out in these situations, guy on third and less than 2 outs. You want to put the ball in place somewhere. Obviously not a double play, but anything in the outfield scores a run. And again, when we talk about Ole Miss just struggling to get guys in, they've had traffic on the bases all weekend. They just have not been able to cross home plate.
Daniel Pasella struck out on 3 off-speed pitches. He goes after the first one, hits it high in the air to left field. Bryce Chance camped under it, makes the catch, and Ole Miss leaves them loaded in the bottom of the third inning. 2-1 our score through 3. Ole Miss baseball is hosting its Stand Up to Cancer game this afternoon. Fans here at Swayze Field are going to be invited to stand in recognition for a moment of silence to draw attention to just how many people are impacted by this awful disease and the need for further and continued research. You see these moments from time to time during Major League Baseball games and the All-Star game. Players and coaches from Ole Miss and Mississippi State will both come out of their dugouts, signs in hand with a name on those signs, to remember those who are still fighting, those who lost their battle, and those who are living as survivors as we all stand up to cancer.
Please join Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and the entire baseball family as we stand together in the fight against cancer. At this time, we ask all in attendance to please join us in a short moment of silence for all of those affected and still in the fight. Thank you for standing with us and for standing up to cancer.
about a little revival of college baseball on the West Coast? You got number 1, UCLA. You got Southern Cal looking like, 70s, 80s, and 90s Southern Cal, and Oregon State doing their thing. Meanwhile, Florida, LSU, and Vanderbilt all outside the top 25. And new look for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, averaging 12 runs per game. The Jackets are swinging it so far this season. Get a look there at UCLA, who's been number 1 for the entirety of the season so far. Georgia Tech up to number 3, and these Mississippi State Bulldogs, who have a 2-1 lead over Ole Miss as we go to the 4th, sitting at 6th in the country.
Georgia Tech 367 as a team. I mean, that's strong. UCLA, I love what they did. John Savage started all his freshmen 2 years ago, only had 19 wins. Kept them there, where in this day and age of transfer portal and moving around, Rock Chalowski and Rowan Martin, all those guys stayed. Went to Omaha last year, and now they're 24-2, UCLA, strong.
Reed Stallman leading off for Mississippi State, fouls this one away. He's behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Bulldogs struck for 2 quickly in this ball game. A leadoff double for Aiden Teal to start the game, followed by a 2-run home run from Ace Reese. A rude greeting to Cade Townsend on the mound. Since then, 6 strikeouts for Cade Townsend, make it 7. And 5 of them strikeouts looking.
That's kid special. Remember, he hadn't been out there in 2 weeks. Didn't have the feel early, but he's got it now. That's 4 freeze-ups on that curveball, which again, they're just not picking it up. But in addition, I mean, he can drop that change-up on you on the outside corner to left-handed hitters. 97, 98 with that fastball. Cade Townsend's got it today.
Ryder Woodson, he takes ball 1. Woodson 3 hits on the weekend. He scored a couple of runs, has driven 1 in. He's also struck out 5 times, including once today. Woodson takes the strike there. The count goes to 1-1. Transfer from NC State. Woodson fouls this one off. Behind in the count, a ball and 2 strikes.
Had a good year at NC State, too. Hit .333 as a freshman. Comes over here as a sophomore. And like we mentioned, Brian O'Connor needed a shortstop. So we got a couple transfers to both play short and catch for him. There's 2 concerns this year.
Played well, but kind of limited time. Only 5 starts a year ago at NC State. He goes down swinging. Cade Townsend feeling it right now. His next pitch will be number 50, and he has 8 strikeouts in the game, including 5 in a row.
I was just going to say 5 in a row for Cade Townsend. He got beat up on his fastball early, but now he's learned his off speed and throwing it for strikes, and that's all it really ever is. If you can land your off speed for strikes, and of course he's blessed with the 98-mile-an-hour fastball, but if you can land your off speed for strikes, then it just puts a lot of doubt in the hitter's mind, and at the plate you really don't know what to look for, and he's throwing different pitches in different counts. He can back pitch it, which means, he's throwing off speed in hitters counts, 2-0, 3-1, that type of thing, and it's just hard to predict, and when you can't predict it, it's going to be tough to hit.
Talking with a scout a couple of weeks ago, and this was the guy, Cade Townsend, as you get a look at Jacob Parker, who scouts are certainly going to have their eye on over the next couple of years.
Well, this is why you like Ole Miss, right? Because I asked you, I said, is he their number 1? He said, well, you told me I still think Hunter Elliott's their guy.
This ball rocketed to right field. If it's fair, it's gone. It is fair, and it is way gone. Jacob Parker with his 6th home run of the year, 2nd of the weekend, and he crushed that one to right.
Cade Townsend tried to throw that fastball middle in after the off speed away. Thought that Jacob Parker would be looking out over the plate. And low and in. That's the 2nd home run today, low and in to a left-handed hitter.
What was his knee? 6 inches off the ground when he made contact there?
Well, Brian O'Connor told us the problem with Jacob Parker is he had that big swing, but he was just his top half was just moving forward too quickly, and all the off speed were beating him up. And he figured out how to stay back, listen, little coachability, and now he's locked in.
Talked about a lot of hip sway. Hips were sliding forward, and they wanted him to kind of get that front leg stiff and into the ground and hold back. And I would say he's figured it out.
I had that issue too, because you get fastball happy as a hitter, and then also, you know, a little bit of nervousness, you know, will factor into that as well. But once you calm down and your body calms down, your swing, one of the most important things about a hitter is keeping your eyes still. Once you can keep your eyes still, you know, with the movement of your body being less, that's what ends up happening. Jacob Parker now, you know, with this stable base, able to just drop the barrel down without any of that extra movement.
Garrick Fry doubled in the second inning. You see the numbers on Cade Townsend. He's got the 8 strikeouts. He's given up 2 home runs, though, in the ball game today. Ace Reese hit his 8th of the year, and Jacob Parker just got his 6th of the season.
Pitch count at 55. I don't know that he's got a whole lot left today. I mean, they want him to dominate, and outside of that home run, if he was doing what he's doing, they'd keep him going. But he's not going to be able to struggle against too many more hitters before they make a move.
This one chopped to the right side, fielded by Furness. Townsend covering. He'll step on the bag just in time to get the runner. Did a little bit of a 2-step over at first base. Brian O'Connor will join us on the other side of this timeout.
Mississippi State challenger Burley down at first base. Previous play.
Three to 1 our score. We think we are headed to the 5th inning, or excuse me, the bottom of the 4th inning. A play at first base, a toss from Furness to Townsend. Mississippi State.
After review, the runner is safe. Mississippi State retains their challenge and still has 2.
Mississippi State challenged the call of out on the field. Call was overturned, and so the Bulldogs will retain that challenge. They still have 2 remaining.
Yeah, that second step by Cade Townsend made me think he missed it the first time. So now he's trying again. And obviously Fry already had touched the green bag. When he went back a second time, that tells you all you need to know, that he didn't get it.
So Mississippi State, runner at first with 2 down in the inning. And I guess that's going to be an error on the play as well that allowed Garrick Fry to reach. So runner at first, 2 down, and Andrew Raymond at the plate. Talked about stolen bases for Ole Miss earlier. Mississippi State, 40 out of 50 on the year. Garrick Fry, 5 of 6. That is an error that is charged to Cade Townsend. And he misses high. So 2-0 to Andrew Raymond. He grounded out to first his first time up. This ball hit out in the air to right center field. Mosley and Becerra on the run, and it's gone. So that challenge for Mississippi State turns out to be huge as Andrew Raymond hits his first home run as a Bulldog. And Mississippi State now leads it 5-1. Third home run of the game off of Cade Townsend, who had not given up any coming in.
That ball was smoked. Center cut changeup. Andrew Raymond stays back, and of course that's going to happen, right? You're out of the inning with the third out. Barely missed the bag. The next guy hits a home run. Mississippi State's for real. I mean, they can really swing at 340 as a group. That's 44, 45 home runs on the year for Mississippi State, and give them extra outs, and they're going to take advantage.
3 today for the Bulldogs. Came in with 42 on the year, now up to 45. And here's the 9-hole hitter, Bryce Chance, who flew out to right field in his first time up. Talked about it earlier. Bryce Chance, all of his hits, singles and doubles this year. He's got 11 doubles. Ole Miss pitching coach Joe Mangrum, in his second season with the program, out to visit with Cade Townsend. You got J.P. Robertson, right-hander, up and throwing in the Ole Miss bullpen. Kind of feast or famine for both the Bulldogs hitters and Cade Townsend today. Of the 11 outs recorded by Ole Miss, 8 of them have been strikeouts, but Mississippi State has 2 doubles, 3 home runs, and 1 E1 to get a base runner.
Yeah, I missed his spots in key moments, but shows you the electric stuff he does have when he gets you to 2 strikes. And a lot of that damage was done early in counts. And you got to know when to go. Cade Townsend has looked really good outside of giving a few long balls.
Consecutive days in which Mississippi State has hit 3 home runs. This one cued to the Ole Miss dugout, and the count goes 1-1 now to Bryce Chance. 7 times this year that Mississippi State has had 3 or more long balls in a game. On the ground to short. Randall over to first, just in time to beat the speedy Bryce Chance. 6-3 to end the inning. Now we'll talk to Brian O'Connor next. Mississippi State leads Ole Miss 5-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Joined now by Brian O'Connor, the head coach of the Bulldogs, in his first year in Starkville. And, Coach, kind of an interesting feast or famine offensively so far. 8 strikeouts, but you got a couple of doubles and 3 home runs today.
Yeah, it has been, and a lot of strikeouts, but that's obviously credit to their starting pitcher. He's got really good stuff, and I just thought our approach was really good that half. And Jacob Parker obviously continues to get better and better every opportunity that he has.
Well, Coach, and Duke Stone's been great today. I mean, what a find. You said you pulled him out of the bullpen to a starting position. He's only scattered the 3 hits, the 1 run. But what have you seen from Duke today?
Well, Todd, candidly, he's not as sharp as he has been, the few walks that he's had. But he's battled through it, showing some nice poise with runners in scoring position. Obviously a Sunday here. We'd love to see the kid get past the 5th Ole Miss has got a really nice offense. He just needs to continue to attack the strike zone.
Brian, appreciate your time.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Brian O'Connor, first season in Starkville, off to a 23-4 start. There's never any question in his time at Virginia as to whether or not the Cavaliers were going to be competitive.
22 years there, national championship series, back-to-back 2014, 2015 against Vanderbilt. Won it in 2015. And in that cold area of the country where half the season, it's got to be tough to hit. I mean, the offenses they put together at Virginia, one of the stats I love, you and I did the Super Regional a few years ago, he had 7 sets of brothers play for him. And when one brother says to the other brother, yeah, you want to play for this guy, that tells you, a lot about Brian O'Connor.
Foley hits this one way up in the air on the infield. It's Ace Reese, the third baseman, calling for it. He'll make the catch in fairground, I think, right on top of the line. Retires Foley for the first out of the inning.
So Brian O'Connor and Mike Bianco both do have something in common other than longevity. They both played and coached in the College World Series. And Mike Bianco actually has a home run in Omaha. Only 20 guys in the world can say that. Both played and coached in Omaha.
This ball lifted out to left field off the bat of Braden Randall to the warning track. That's where Chance is able to make the catch for the second out of the inning.
And both have won national championships.
You could actually add, as I say, you added that. You could add 2 more lines to it. Played, assistant coach, head coach, and national championship.
That'll knock that 20 number down even less. Some brilliant minds right there. So when we talk about hiring coaches, firing coaches, they all know this game better than anybody, and so what sets them apart is they're good people. People like to play for them. I played for some coaches I didn't like, and it makes a difference in how you play. But both these guys very respected, which is a hard thing to do as a coach. It's a fine line between being their buddy and being their, mentor.
Dom Decker hits this one high into the air out into center field. An easy half inning for Duke Stone. Pop out and a couple of flyouts. Bulldogs in front 5-1 after 4. Mike Bianco told us that Kate Townsend was on a pitch count today, even if it wasn't a specific number. He was at times brilliant today. 8 strikeouts, 5 of them looking, but he also gave up 5 extra base hits, a pair of doubles, and 3 home runs in the ball game. His day is done after 4 innings, and now J.P. Robertson comes into the game, the right-hander, making his 10th appearance of the year with a record of 2-1, 22 strikeouts and 6 walks on the season.
Good fastball up to 98 miles an hour. This guy they depend on to kind of hold it in the road in the middle of these games. Fastball about 41% of the time. He does have the slider heavy, almost more than the fastball, 45%. They'll drop a curve on you, change up to the left-handers. But J.P. Robertson, 22 strikeouts and only 6 walks, sub-3 ERA, having a big year.
He will deal with this explosive Mississippi State lineup. It's got 5 runs and 5 hits through 4 innings today. Bulldogs started conference play losing 2 of 3 at Arkansas. Last weekend they swept Vanderbilt, trying to sweep Ole Miss now. Mississippi State will be at home for the next 2 weekends with Georgia and Tennessee coming to town. Had over 42,000 in 3 games at Dudy Noble last weekend, and then in a midweek game hosting Southern Miss on Tuesday night, nearly 13,000 showed up. Aiden Teal doubled to start the game, struck out looking to start the 3rd. He bats here to begin the 5th. Fairly quiet Swayze Field right now. As Robertson missed with the fastball to go to 2-0 on Aiden Teal.
What a great day today. Watch a little baseball game. We're up here in the booth.
Baseball out into right field. That's going to fall in front of Tristan Becerra. And a leadoff single for Mississippi State. Number 2, Texas and South Carolina begin a big 3-game series Thursday night in Columbia. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern, at 6 Central. It's right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. Texas Longhorns just crushed Oklahoma on Thursday night this weekend. It was a run rule victory in 7 innings. Then they had back-to-back 1-run games last 2 days.
Nonetheless, Oklahoma gets swept. Auburn got swept this weekend. Arkansas got swept. I mean, what is going on? Tennessee got swept. Vandy came back with a walk-off grand slam today. I believe Missouri got swept. A lot of 3-0s. It's a big deal when you can win 1 game in a weekend, even if you lose the series.
Ace Reese at the plate for Mississippi State. This one bounces in the dirt and up the 3rd base line, and that will get Teal to 2nd base on the wild pitch. Some of it's psychological, right? Avoiding the sweep. But then just from a math standpoint, you and I were talking about it earlier today, while it's only 1 game, it's really a 2-game difference.
Yeah, 3-0 versus 2-1. Yeah, it's a 2-game difference. And in this league, it's sweeps are, I mean, there's teams that get swept, obviously. But if you're going to win the league, and now they're not split in half, so it's just 1 full bracket of 16 teams. Texas won it last year. You can't hardly afford to get swept on any given weekend.
All 16 go to the SEC tournament now in Hoover, and they made the switch format-wise a year ago to a single elimination tournament. Thinking about back to your playing days, and I guess, did you play in both formats of the SEC tournament where it was the division tournament but then also to Hoover?
No, we didn't have Hoover back then.
Okay, so
there was just a host on your side of the west or the east.
So you had the SEC East and West
division. Yeah, we played at
tournaments.
Alabama 1 year. I remember that.
You get a look at the results from this weekend with Texas getting all 3 from Oklahoma.
Look at all the sweeps.
Florida, Alabama, Mississippi State trying to sweep. Georgia did it. Vanderbilt did it. So depending on the outcome of this ball game, which right now Mississippi State leads by 4 runs, you could have a weekend where we had sweeps across the board.
Yeah, and I was
no,
becoming
that's not right. That would be 7 sweeps depending on the outcome of this one.
I was becoming a big believer in Auburn too, and they just get swept by Alabama, but you know, they were top 5 in the country. But playing at home in the SEC is a big deal. I mean, you got at the end of the season, you got guys with records, you know, like Mississippi State, good example. They're 17-0 at home. They hadn't been beaten. Dating back to last year, 19-0 at the Dude. So playing at home in this conference is more than you would think, like a big-time advantage.
Ace Reese fouls that one off. It's 2-1 after the meeting on the mound with Mangrum. Joel Mangrum, the pitching coach for the Rebels.
Of course, as I say that, Ole Miss has dropped 2 at home, but you know, as it plays out during the course of the year, it's going to be a big advantage for all these teams.
Traditionally, one of the best home field advantages in the SEC is your alma mater, LSU. And it looks like they're going to come back and win today, but lost a series at home last weekend. They were in trouble today. Looks like they may get the series win against Kentucky, and then another one of those is this Mississippi State team at Dudy Noble.
Yeah, Alabama now 17-1 at home. Texas 14-2 at home coming into this weekend. You know, just about everybody plays much, much better. It's not like big league baseball where you got a slight advantage. I mean, it's a huge advantage in college baseball.
Walker Hooks, the left-hander, up and throwing in the bullpen for Ole Miss. J.P. Robertson. This one on the ground to second. The only play for Decker will be to first, and that allows Teal to move up 90 feet. One down in the inning. They retire Ace Reese and bring Noah Sullivan to the plate.
Gets the job done, though. Man on second, nobody out. You got to get him to third base. Makes the job a little easier for Noah Sullivan coming through this lineup, 3-4-5. Chance to score another run, already up by 4.
Noah Sullivan 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout. He takes ball 1 off the plate. Well, last Sunday against Vanderbilt, a day that will stand out for Noah Sullivan. Had 4 hits in the game, 4 for 5 with a pair of doubles, a home run, and 4 runs batted in. Spins away from this one and is ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. And J.P. Robertson looks like he's fighting it a little bit.
Yeah.
You see that in the opening weekend of SEC play, Noah Sullivan 1 for 10 against Arkansas. Last week, 7 for 11. There's a strike.
He's a two-way player up until this year. He had 7 starts last year for Mississippi State. Only Bulldog to start all 59 games last year, Noah Sullivan. From Dr. Phillips High School. You know, also went there. Johnny Damon, A.J. Przinski.
This one fouled back. Orlando, right?
Orlando, man, right next door to Universal Studios. So they had a screaming blast, I'm sure, through high school.
I don't know, if you lived right next door, would you be a frequent customer, or would you just be like, been there, done that?
Might blow it out early and then you kind of get tired of it. It's probably right.
And then there's the mustache with Noah Sullivan also. The 2-2 from Robertson got him looking. Drops a breaking ball in the outside corner for the second out of the inning, trying to strand that runner over at third base.
Gosh, you'd love for Noah Sullivan to put this ball in play, but that is a nasty slider right on the outside corner. Freezes him up. At best, he was going to hit that ball off the end of the bat if he did wave at it, but nice pitch.
Single to start the inning for Aiden Teal. Got to second on the wild pitch. Went to third on the ground out by Ace Reese. Now ground ball left side. Ole Miss had the shift on, and that is an RBI single for Reed Stallman. Went with the pitch the opposite way, and the Bulldogs lead it 6-1. There's
Shift's
one of those
great.
2-out hits.
Yeah, I mean, shift's great when it works, but you got to pitch to it. And so that fastball middle in on a left-handed hitter that's a pull guy, if he's looking off speed, that's what's going to happen. He's going to be late on the pitch. It's going to go to left field. So you have to pitch to the shift in order for it to work. Any kind of off speed, then Stallman's going to pull it into the shift. But you throw a fastball middle in, and he's not looking for it. That's what's he's going to be late on it.
Ryder Woodson. Woodson 0 for 2, a pair of strikeouts. Bats with a runner on first and 2 down. Goes after the first pitch and fouls it off. So you talk about the shift. Major League Baseball has put a rule in place, I guess did last year, where they got rid of that. They said you've got to have 2 infielders on the left, 2 infielders on the right of the second base bag. So basically guys have got to play traditional positions. Runner goes, swing and a miss, throw to second is in time. Caught stealing. Reed Stallman is the 3rd out of the inning. We'll pick up the shift conversation coming up in just a bit. Austin Foley with a throw that is on the money to second base. 6-1, Mississippi State in front halfway through. Six to 1 our score. Mississippi State leading it over Ole Miss as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. You see Ole Miss with 6 stranded base runners. Left them loaded in the 1st and in the 3rd innings. Mississippi State had those 2nd and 3rd innings where Cade Townsend was locked in and didn't put runs on the board. 3 home runs so far for the Bulldogs as Ole Miss comes to the plate in the bottom of the 5th inning, starting things off with Judd Utermark. Utermark takes a strike. Fans didn't necessarily agree with that one, but the count evens at 1-1 to Utermark, the 3rd baseman for the Rebels. Utermark was 1 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI on Friday night. 1 for 4 yesterday, so a couple of hits on the weekend. Fouls this one back, and the count evens at 2-2. The 2-2 just outside. Raymond tried to pull that one back in and steal a strike.
barely missing with that fastball. One inside to Udemark, and then one right on the outside corner. Off speed here.
And that one runs inside, and Udemark walks for the second time today. Wednesday, our SEC Now Spring Football Show will have updates from spring camps. They'll preview spring games and look at some of the best pro day performances. Also going to break down the SEC draft eligible players who could hear their name called in Pittsburgh. Coverage begins at 1 Eastern, noon Central, right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. Tristan Becerra at the plate. Becerra 0 for 1 with a walk. Does not have a hit this weekend for the Rebels. This one in the dirt, and now Udemark will scoot down to second base. That's happened twice. Judd Udemark scored the only run of the game for Ole Miss. He walked, got to second on a wild pitch back in the first inning.
Now they just need that timely hit like Mike Bianco was talking about. Tristan Becerra came into this weekend as one of the league's best hitters in conference play at 390, 4 home runs within the conference.
Tristan Becerra was banged up last year at Clemson. In his career as a Tiger, had 10 home runs. He's got 14 this year, but he hits this one high on the infield. Woodson fighting the sky. He's able to squeeze it for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, it was high. And the ball's spinning back toward the infield. Nice job by Woodson to stay with it. Keep his feet moving. As soon as you get stationary with concrete in your feet, it's when you drop those. Kept his feet moving, kept his eyes still.
Colin Reuter has driven in the only run of the game for Ole Miss. He had an RBI single back in the first. Walked and was stranded in the third. He takes ball 1 from Duke Stone. So today, as Brian O'Connor talked about, Stone not as sharp as he has been in some starts. He's got the 5 walks. Drops in a strike there. But when your offense goes out and gives you 6, gives you a little more room to try and kind of work through it and try to keep adding up outs.
Yeah, and that's why I think he's more comfortable with his fastball. He threw Judd Udemark the 3-2 fastball. In normal circumstances, in a closer game, it might be something off speed to try to get him to chase. Because we know that Judd Udemark's going to be aggressive, but pumps the fastball in there, doesn't work out, walked him. But I know the pitchers would tell you, much better feeling to be out there with a lead than it is in a game that's close or behind.
There is a strike to Reuter. Goes away looking at a 93-mile-an-hour fastball on the outer half. Second out of the inning.
Duke Stone has kept his velocity. 93 in the first. Here we are in the fifth. 93 and painted on the outside corner for the second out.
Will Furniss takes strike 1. Stone with 5 strikeouts today and 5 walks. Now the 5 walks matches what he had done all season. But now he's ahead, no balls and 2 strikes to Will Furniss. Furniss with a walk and a single today. He's been on base both times. And he waves at that one on the outside part. Strikeout number 6, back-to-back to end the inning. The walk does not hurt Duke Stone. Mississippi State leading 6-1 over Ole Miss as we go to the top of the 6th inning at Swayze Field in game number 3, a beautiful Sunday afternoon. The game summary for Mississippi State is not a repeat of yesterday, or at least it's not yesterday's information. It is a repeat. 5 of their 6 runs yesterday scored via the home run. Same thing today.
And Ole Miss just cannot get anything going. I mean, they had that one run they got was on a 2-out base hit through the 5.5 hole, 3rd and short. But other than that, I mean, they've had opportunities. They just can't capitalize. Guys on third with less than 2 outs and get a strikeout, things like that.
Ryder Woodson was at the plate when Reed Stallman was caught stealing to end the 5th inning, so he'll lead things off for Mississippi State. 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts today. Woodson, Parker, and Fry. Strike nips the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Talking earlier about Woodson transferring in and pretty good numbers a year ago, but a limited sample size for him at NC State, and sliding into this role of playing shortstop every day. And Todd, you mentioned it earlier, talking with Brian O'Connor, he was uncertain about shortstop. He was uncertain about catcher coming into this season, a year with really high expectations for Mississippi State.
2 pretty important spots on the infield, and they filled them nicely. Again, it's not as easy as Woodson, and in this case today, Raymond make it look. You know, Raymond behind the plate and Woodson playing short. He does have the 7 errors, but stepping into the SEC, both offensively and defensively, is just a faster game. They've handled it well.
The 2-2 to Woodson. That breaking ball flattened out. Woodson ducked it, and the count goes full. Cade Townsend was the starter for Ole Miss. He had 8 strikeouts and did not walk a batter. Gave up a couple of doubles and 3 home runs. And he also committed what turned into a very costly error. Unable to step on the bag at first on a toss from Furness, which extended the inning and opened the door for the 2-run home run from Andrew Raymond. That pitch runs up and in for ball 4, and Woodson is aboard. Todd, it's hard to project. We see Jacob Parker picked up his 6th home run of the year earlier today. That one got out of Swayze in a hurry.
And only a freshman, and not expected to do anything this year. And from what he's done, the coachability of that kid and the talent, I mentioned his brother, 1st-round draft pick this year or last year. Just impressive that he's picked it up that quickly. Because even if you've got all the talent in the world, your best player on your high school team, which all these guys were, and you come into a program in the SEC, it's going to take a few years, but pretty quick for Jacob Parker.
Parker, the freshman out of Purvis, Mississippi, and Purvis High School. He's ahead of the count here, 1-0. Robertson delivers, and there's a strike, 1-1. You say no expectations. Probably depends on who you're talking about. I don't know that coaches' expectations were super high. I think with Mississippi State fans, knowing how highly he was regarded coming out of high school, might have been some expectation there.
Well, and D1 had him as a top 10 freshman on campus also, so there were certainly expectations. I just mean, having watched him in the fall, Brian O'Connor told us, there wasn't any real expectation of him playing this year because it was just off in a lot of areas. But, you know, he and his brother were Mississippi co-players of the year out of high school last year. That's pretty cool. And had to look up Purvis, Mississippi, south of Hattiesburg, right on the border of Alabama.
Couple of home runs this weekend for Jacob Parker. And Parker draws the walk. So that's back-to-back walks to start the 6th inning here. And Ole Miss is getting into kind of a dangerous spot here. You have a 10-run rule. It's in effect. Obviously, it's only a 5-run rule, 5-run game right now. Mississippi State's put a couple of crooked numbers on the board, and you walk a couple of guys to start the inning. You're putting yourself in a precarious spot as Mike Bianco.
Well, we've talked about the offense of Mississippi State, best in the conference. And when you're talking about the SEC, that's saying something. 340 as a group, 42 home runs, 43. And if you're giving them free passes, they're going to earn a lot. But if you're giving them as well, yeah, that's where the 10-run rules come in.
Inning for J.P. Robertson, couple of hits, couple of walks to start things off here. And Mike Bianco has not made the signal yet to the bullpen, but it is just a matter of time. Walker Hooks going to come into this ball game. He pitched on Friday night in Game 1 of the series, through 20 pitches in the final inning of that ball game. And they make now officially the signal to the bullpen for the left-hander Hooks to come into the game. 6-1, Mississippi State in front. Runners on first and second with nobody down. Walker Hooks making his 9th appearance of the year. He is 1-0 on the season with an ERA just over 3.3, 23 strikeouts and 5 walks, and he's going to inherit a couple of runners and coming in a spot where Ole Miss desperately needs zeros on the scoreboard. 9th
appearance for Walker Hooks, low 90s fastball, 5-1 strikeout to walk ratio almost. Moves Garrett Fry from the left side of the plate to the right side of the plate, but Walker Hooks is generally slider heavy against the left-handed hitters and then change-ups to the righties, but been very good. 3.3 ERA on the year.
Mississippi State has Ryder Woodson out at second base and Jacob Parker at first base. Summer of '83, Texas versus Tide, the next SEC storied. It premieres Wednesday, April 15th at 8 Eastern here on the SEC Network, and the app chronicles one of the most exciting College World Series ever, highlighted by the Longhorns' Roger Clemens and Calvin Schiraldi, Crimson Tide's Dave Magadan. Of course, you had Arizona State's Barry Bonds and Michigan's Barry Larkin in that College World Series. That's going to be a good one if you like college baseball.
Yeah, I was 10 in the summer of '83. I don't know that I was watching a whole lot of baseball back then. Were you?
I was not 10 in the summer of '83. I was a little bit younger than that. And no, at that point, I was not watching a lot of college baseball.
So it'd be good to watch, catch up. I do know the names you talked about. Played with Barry Larkin in Cincinnati. Great dude.
Mississippi State's Garrett Fry at the plate. In his career, Fry has kind of been a journeyman between positions within his own team. He's played at first, second, third, Played in the outfield, and he has been the DH. He's anchoring second base right now and trying to bunt the guys over. Bunts it foul.
He's been very good. Hadn't made an error all year. And that's hard to do moving around.
Fry making his 19th start of the year today. That one bunted foul, and I think maybe off of Foley. 0-2. Interesting when you look, usually you've got one guy that is an absolute everyday player and he stays healthy. Mississippi State does not have a single player that has played in every game this year. This is the 28th game of the season. Bryce Chance, the closest. He's played in every game but has not started every game.
Yeah, well.
So he's now played in all 28 games today. I take that back. There's Ace Reese, 28 for 28. He'd have to be missing a limb to not be in the starting lineup, I think. This one on the ground to third. Udemark goes to second for one to first. In time for the double play. 5-4-3, and Mississippi State is going to challenge the call at first base.
Challenging ruling of out at first base. The previous play is under review.
The more I watch Judd Udemark, the more I like him. I mean, he can play around the infield. Look at that quick release right there, right on the money to second base. They're challenging whether or not Garrett Fry beat it out. He may have. But Judd Udemark at third did all he could do. Big kid. Was he 6'5" over there? Can run. Big time pop.
Really close. There you see ball still out of the glove. Now it is in the glove. That is bang, bang at first base.
And Cedric Coleman having to call that as an umpire in real time. And that's how close it was. And I think he got it right.
He didn't get the Hawkeye view.
At review, the runner is out.
Yeah.
Mississippi State has one challenge remaining.
Nice call, Cedric.
So the call on the field stands, and now Mississippi State has one remaining challenge. Score that one 5-4-3. Woodson goes to third base on the play.
What do you think these umpires in their mind when they get it right? Like, yo, you're going to challenge me. And then they get it right. There's some pride, right?
But you got to stay stoic, right?
Yeah, you got to act like it doesn't matter. But he's like, yeah, I got that right.
Of course, Major League Baseball has gone to ABS, where you can challenge balls and strikes during the game. And
That's amazing.
I believe there was an umpire yesterday that had 6 that were challenged that were overturned.
This guy's
Pinch
doing
hitter
a great
here
job.
for Mississippi State. Vitus Valencius is going to get a chance to swing the bat. 3/4 swing, strike one for Valencius. You want to tell the story, or you want me to?
Well, he's a grad student, older brother of Tomas Valencius.
Right.
That's all you needed. That's the story.
Brothers.
Yeah. Vitus Valencius and brother Tomas Valencius.
Valencius fouls this one off. Same family, same bloodline, same spelling, same name pronounced differently.
And Brian O'Connor said, I think the mom pronounces it a third way.
Maybe there's a third variation
Yeah.
as well. You think they were just like trying to be funny somewhere along the way?
That was my first thought when I saw it on the pronunciation guide. I said, somebody's playing a joke on somebody else. And I saw Vitus right, when we were down there in BP, and I wanted to ask him.
So Vitus Valencius behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs in the inning. Runner at third for Mississippi State is Woodson. There's a swing and a miss, and that's a strikeout from Hooks. Bulldogs strand a runner at third. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Dogs in front. 6 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Mississippi State. A run, 3 hits, and an error for Ole Miss as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Bulldogs looking for a sweep on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. A little later start than normal on a Sunday in Oxford. Brett Mosley going to lead things off for the Rebels in the bottom of the 6th inning. He is 1 for 2 in the ball game. A bunt single in the 1st inning. Struck out swinging in the 3rd. Left-handed hitter against the right-handed pitcher, Duke Stone. That was pitch number 76 on the afternoon for Stone. In terms of pure stats, not the best afternoon for Stone. He has walked 5, but he has only allowed 1 in the all-important run category, and his team's spotted him a 5-run lead.
Well, and yeah, eating up innings is a big deal too. More of a big deal, I'd say, on a Friday night than it is on a Sunday. But there aren't too many teams in this league that have a Sunday starter that's as solid as Duke Stone. And when you have a guy like that, you have a real chance to not only win the league, but
this ball just foul down the right field line. Mosley flirting with extra bases there. Mississippi State has made a change at catcher. Kevin Maluski has come in. So Maluski replaces Raymond behind the plate. He was the starting catcher in the first 2 of the series this weekend. So Valencia's pinch hit for Raymond in that spot in the order. Full count to Brett Mosley. Strike 3 called. Got him with the backdoor breaking ball. 7th strikeout of the game for Duke Stone. Number 1 Texas, number 7 Alabama start a big 3-game softball series on Thursday. We've got game 2 on Friday night right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. Coverage begins at 8:30 Eastern. Swing and a miss for strike 1 to Daniel Pasella. 3 straight strikeouts for Stone, 2 to end the 5th and 1 to start the 6th.
well, that's the one that looks really silly. If you drop a 3-2 curveball on the leadoff hitter in the 6th, up by 5 runs, and you miss badly, everybody thinks, why in the world is he throwing a curveball on a 3-2 count?
Who called that pitch?
But when he lands it and freezes the guy up, it looks brilliant. And Duke Stone just feeling it, being able to do that in that situation.
The 1-2. Just missed inside. Pasella lays off that one at the mercy of Ryan Broussard. He called it ball 2. Pasella a strikeout and a flyout today. And another strikeout for Duke Stone. That is 4 in a row.
Well, he's just getting better. I mean, the velocity's still there at 93, 94 miles an hour. The slider's been good. And like we just mentioned, Brett Mosley, just even in hitters' counts, he's throwing his off speed. And when you got the feel of 3 different pitches landing your off speed, then you're going to do what Duke's doing, only giving up 3 hits all day.
First pitch strike to Austin Fawley. Fawley, the Rebels catcher, 0 for 2 today. Popped out to Stallman over at first base and foul ground back in the 2nd inning. He popped out to Reese on the opposite side of the infield in the 4th inning. Two and one now to Fawley. I think there are a lot of people around the Ole Miss program that look at him and the season he had a year ago and continue to think, well, it's just a matter of time until he kind of gets going a little bit, but hasn't gotten there yet.
Well, it's very tough when you're a power guy. He hit 250 last year, so nobody's going to accuse him of being this strong hitter to go the other way and put a lot of balls in play. But finding your power is a whole different deal, and especially early in the season where Friday night, for example, it's cold, wind's blowing in. If you're a power guy, it's going to be tough. I think as the season goes along, wind starts blowing out, better weather. You'll see, as the weather gets hot, follow you get hot.
Paulie did have a couple of hits on Friday night. Had a home run down the left field line. Had another ball that he hit out into the left center gap that on most days would have been way out of the ballpark. Didn't even make it to the warning track. That's what the wind was doing, but he draws the walk there and extends the inning for Braden Randall. Randall takes strike one. Mississippi State got some movement in the bullpen. Ben Davis and Dane Burns are both up and throwing as it goes to 0-2. That was pitch number 93 of the afternoon for Duke Stone, and Mike Bianco wants to talk with Ryan Broussard about something.
He's not happy with the strike zone.
Is the strike zone itself, or feels like Stone's quick pitching? Or
the last time Bianco came out during this series, when was that? Friday night. I think that was the deal. He was quick pitching.
Alert and ready is the wording that umpires are dealing with this year. Ground ball, left side, off the glove of the shortstop, Woodson. Everybody scrambles toward third base with a shift on and nobody there. So Randall takes advantage of the defensive alignment, and Woodson couldn't feel it cleanly at short.
Yeah, another busted shift. Three guys on the right side with two strikes. Throws him a fastball. He's late on it. Goes the other way. And still could have made a play probably, but with a shortstop standing there, that's right at him. Instead, 2 outs, first and second.
Would you like to see college baseball do what Major League's done when they say 2 on the right side?
I think you ought to be able to do whatever you want. And if I'm the opposing, coach, I'm saying thank you, because just too often it gets busted. I've seen too much of it. It works sometimes. You look at a spray chart and you think, all right, this guy's a pull hitter. But it's that at bat at that particular moment with whoever's pitching and how hard he throws as to whether or not you're actually going to pull the ball. And we've seen it a couple times today where the fastball comes in there when the hitter's looking off speed. They're late on it, goes the other way, nobody's there.
Duke Stone going to stay in the game for now. Dom Decker coming to the plate for Ole Miss. The Rebels have 4 hits in the game. That hit by Braden Randall just a moment ago. Their 4th of the afternoon.
One more comment on the shift. In the big leagues, the pitcher would turn around and say, hey, move over in the gap. Or, the pitcher called it. In college baseball, the coaches call the shift. And so I always wonder about the pitcher's demeanor or their psyche if they deliver a pitch that should be an out and they turn around and nobody's there. Or they're out of position.
It's all numbers driven.
Yeah, and if I'm a pitcher, I guess they could go and say, look, I do not want you to shift on me. And they would do it, but
2-0 to Decker, goes to 3-0. Well, a game that has not had a lot of life to it. Ole Miss, the home team, trailing 6-1. Could get really interesting with one swing of the bat. A 3-0 here to Decker. That's a 4-pitch walk. That is the 6th walk of the game. And so Duke Stone has walked more hitters today than he had walked in 26 1/3 all season long.
That's why Brian O'Connor said it's not his best outing, although he's done a nice job. Got him into the 6th.
8 strikeouts and 6 walks today for Duke Stone. but he has only allowed one earned run in the game. Ole Miss had the bases loaded in the first inning and couldn't capitalize beyond the one run. They had the bases loaded in the third inning. They now have the bases loaded here in the sixth inning with Mississippi State going to the bullpen and Judd Utermark coming to the plate. Duke Stone gets into the sixth inning today, and he's only allowed one run in the ball game. It was the best of times with strikeouts, 8 of them in the game, and he also at times struggled with control and walked 6 hitters today. All in all, not a bad performance.
Yeah, he was moving the fastball in and out at 93. Never really lost his velocity. Dropping the curveballs and the changeups in the right times. That's 7 strikeouts. Only limited him to the 1 run, which was a 2-out base hit by Reuter back in the, when was that? Back in the first inning.
Now Ben Davis into the ball game, making his 9th appearance of the weekend. I'm sorry, 9th appearance of the year.
That'd be a lot.
That would be a busy weekend. 0-1 with a 6.6 ERA. He's got the 19 strikeouts and just 4 walks allowed.
He can bring it 96, 97 miles an hour. Uses the fastball about 55% of the time. Uses the slider equally to right-handed hitters and left-handed hitters. Fastball, slider dominant.
So you see Ole Miss and what they've done with the bases loaded today. They've got the guy they want at the plate, Judd Utermark. Couple of walks and a fly out today for Utermark, and he takes ball 1. This is the second time this weekend that Ben Davis has taken the mound. He gave up a hit and walked a couple in Friday night's ball game. Bases loaded, and it's 2-0 now to Judd Utermark. Utermark's got 11 home runs on the season. Tristan Bracetta, who waits on deck, has 14. The 2-0. This ball hit into the air to shallow center field. Teal coming in. He's calling for it. He will squeeze it. And for the 3rd time today, Ole Miss leaves the bases loaded. Through 6, Mississippi State leads it 6-1.
ESPN app has all of ESPN all in one place. Visit activate.espn.com to see if you have ESPN Unlimited as part of your TV package for no additional cost. It's all of ESPN all in one place. Sign up or activate now.
Thank you, Greeny. We're glad to be with you on this Sunday afternoon, a gorgeous afternoon. Mississippi State leading 6-1 over Ole Miss as we go to the 7th. Part of the story of this game today has been runners left on base. Ole Miss has stranded 10. That's on the heels of stranding 11 in yesterday's ball game. That's a number that you hang on the offense. Maybe that should be a statistic for a pitcher. Runners stranded as a positive.
It should be a positive, although you could probably blame Ole Miss offense a little bit for that. You got Judd Udemark at the plate, 2-0, bases loaded. That's the one time as a hitter you know what's coming, and you just got to calm your nerves enough to make solid contact, and he just missed it out to center field. But just missed opportunities for Ole Miss in this series.
Bryce Chance leading things off for Mississippi State. He fouls this one away, and the count goes to 2 balls and a strike. Bryce Chance had 2 hits on Friday night, went 2 for 4. 1 for 4 yesterday, so 3 on the weekend coming into today's ball game. Hits this one on the ground, right side. He doesn't have very many O-for days, and it's not going to happen on this day.
Leading hitter in the SEC and for Mississippi State on as good of an offense as they has, and he hits 9th. But people don't understand that each hole in the lineup is different. Like everywhere you play, who's hitting behind you when you come up in the first inning versus the second inning. And a lot of times on teams I was on, they really didn't value that. But I know as a hitter, it matters where you're at, and they just want to keep Bryce Chance comfortable in the 9th spot. He's doing a great job.
And when you can have that 9 spot lead off an inning, and a guy like Bryce Chance, because you very easily could have him batting at the top of your batting order if you wanted to do that. The fact that he doesn't ever strike out feels like that makes some sense.
Yeah, in most games he's going to have 1 less at bat than most of the other lineup. That's the only thing. But you're right. They've always called the 9-hole a second leadoff, and he's a prototype example. Now you go 1, 2, 3 with Teal, Reese, and Sullivan, and you're in position when Bryce Chance can get on base with no outs.
Aiden Teal with a couple of hits today, his first 2 of the weekend. He got a double to start the game and a single in the 5th inning. He scored 2 runs, and now he squares to bunt, pulls back, and takes a ball. Teal ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. That was the first hit allowed by Walker Hooks since coming in. He's able to get the last couple of outs in the 6th inning. Everything final in the SEC today with the exception of our game. Got a pickoff and a throw to second, but the throw offline, and that was a big jump that time by Bryce Chance. Hook's a little slow getting to first base, and then the throw high at second base, and that's a stolen base for Bryce Chance.
If you're going to steal a base as a runner off a left-hander, it's generally a first move.
Yep.
You're not reading him, you're just gone, and that's exactly what happened. Walker Hooks was a little slow lifting his leg. Bryce Chance took off. Will Furniss did all he could do. He went and met the baseball inside, and little errant throw, but I don't think he could have got him anyway.
And now a fly ball out into shallow center field. Coming on, diving or sliding forward and making the catch is Mosley for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, great job by Mosley to read that and come in quickly. And we talked to Mike Bianco about his ability in the outfield to move around. And we saw an example right there. I mean, that's going right at it. That's a tough play. A lot harder than it looks.
Talked about Mosley coming in a year ago and redshirting. Said he wasn't going to play in that veteran outfield they had a year ago. Ole Miss with the shift on against Ace Reese. But he handled it well and got a little bit better, and it's been used as a defensive replacement, as a pinch runner, as a pinch hitter this year, getting his second start of the season today. Talking about Brett Mosley out in center field. You see Decker, the second baseman, out in shallow right field. Ole Miss a little bit different in the way that they shift. When you watch Mississippi State shift, they'll take the third baseman, Reese, and they'll move him out to shallow right and kind of leave the other guys in position. Reese 1 for 3 today with a 2-run home run. He's got 3 hits on the weekend. Fouls this one to the Ole Miss dugout.
Left-handers actually handle Walker Hooks about 30 points better than right-handed hitters do.
How do you make that make sense?
Well, I think that the fastball is not, you know, it doesn't have enough velocity to blow it by you because, again, lefty-lefty matchup, you got a split second less timing than if it were a right-handed pitcher.
2-1 pitch. This one's hit into the shift, fielded by Decker. He'll throw to first for the second out of the inning as Chance moves over to third base.
Yeah, that'll make you mad as a hitter. Hit it almost to the right fielder and you're out. Right in that gap. Shift played perfectly.
The shift giveth and the shift taketh away. Wild one today in Nashville. Vanderbilt scores 6 runs in the bottom of the 9th to complete a sweep of their in-state rival Tennessee. They win it 16-15.
Walk-off grand slam, right?
It's about as impressive as it gets, isn't it?
They had a walk-off home run against LSU a few weeks ago. Flair for the dramatic in Nashville.
And for those keeping score in West End, and you know they are, that would be a football win this year, a baseball sweep, split the men's basketball series, and got a win or 2 in women's basketball. Ball and a strike with 2 down. Of course, Tennessee with their first-year head coach Josh Elander taking the reins after Tony Vitello left Knoxville for the big leagues. Now coaching the San Francisco Giants, managing the San Francisco Giants, I should say.
Yeah, it's a coach in college and it's a manager in the big leagues. Managing personalities mainly.
Scored their first run of the season yesterday after being shut out by the Yankees in the first 2 games.
But you know, in the big leagues, the front office is more involved in the team, the day-to-day activities than anywhere else, you know, and so.
Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Sullivan goes away looking. Bulldogs strand a runner at third. Time to stretch at Swayze. Look at there at the top half of the SEC. Talk about all the sweeps this weekend. Texas and Georgia both 7-2. Mississippi State trying to get to that mark. Alabama, Florida both 6-3 after sweeps this weekend. Kentucky loses 2 in Baton Rouge. A&M gets a road sweep. Vanderbilt gets the home sweep. Can change your fortunes in a hurry with 3 wins or 3 losses.
Ruger Riojas for Texas is dealing. Dylan Volantis, the big lefty. I mean, they can beat anybody in the country, so that's what makes Texas dangerous. Georgia coming into this weekend, 78 home runs as a group. The record's 188, set by LSU. They may break that.
1 ball, 1 strike to Tristan Becerra, leading off the bottom of the 7th for Ole Miss with the Bulldogs in front of the Rebels 6-1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now Ben Davis in the game, second pitcher used by Mississippi State. After the starter, Duke Stone went 5 2/3. Gives up only 1 run despite 6 walks in the ball game. He's able to scatter 4 hits and strand a bunch of base runners. Strike 3 called. 97-mile-an-hour fastball on the inside black, and Becerra goes away looking.
It feels like Duke Stone has got a little more feel for his fastball location. He's going in and out. I mean, perfect. And the off speed to go along with it. Oh, Ben Davis is in the game now, yeah. Well, it looks like Duke Stone.
Big right-hander. Maybe not quite as big. The boy Ben Davis got the fly out with the bases loaded to end the 6th inning. And he gets a strikeout of Becerra to start the 7th, and now he's got Colin Reuter in a hole, no balls and 2 strikes, and he is wasting no time on the mound.
And this is what makes Mississippi State so good. Number 1 offensively in the conference. Number 4 as a staff. I mean, the guys they bring out of the bullpen are just as good as their starters. And they're top 5 defensively as well. So they do everything well under first-year head coach Brian O'Connor.
One ball and 2 strikes. Ben Davis slowing it down before this pitch. Just missed with the fastball there at 97. Trying to go to that same location where he got the lefty Becerra looking to start the inning. One more pitch. He gets a foul tip held on by Maluski for the second out, second strikeout of the inning.
And that had a little downward movement to it at 96 miles an hour. Almost had change-up movement, but velocity was there. 2 strikeouts in a row for Ben Davis to start the 7th.
Will Furnace takes down and in for ball 1. Georgia did not hit a home run in today's ball game. They are on top of the SEC in home runs by a significant mark. Vanderbilt number 2, Ole Miss number 3 in long balls. Rebels have not hit one today.
This time of day was tough to pick up the ball as a hitter. I mean, you got the shadow between the mound and home plate. Ball's changing colors.
1-2 down low. Georgia got the win 9-7. Florida finished off the sweep of Arkansas 7-6. Huge weekend for the Gators in Fayetteville. Got a football score today in Baton Rouge. LSU wins the series at home 17-10. They got the Bats going late in that ball game today.
Yeah, LSU without their number 2, Cooper Moore, been out with an injury, and so they had to kind of piece it together.
Two-two to Will Furnace. Thinking the opposite way there, fouls it off to stay alive. Interesting series next weekend with Auburn hosting Arkansas, 2 teams that were swept this weekend. Auburn on the road. This ball hit right back off the leg of Ben Davis, picks it up, flips to first to end the inning. That one got to the mound in a hurry. And the trainer will take a look when they get to the dugout. We go to the 8th inning in Oxford. Bulldogs in front of the Rebels 6-1, trying to sweep at Swayze for the first time since 2019 and for the third time in the last decade. Alongside Todd Walker and our entire SEC Network crew, I'm Richard Cross. Thanks for being with us on this Sunday afternoon. A gorgeous day in the Magnolia State. Low 70s with a breeze out of the south. Pretty quiet afternoon at Swayze Field. Home fans have not had much to cheer about today.
Well, when you leave 21 guys on base the last 2 nights, only scored 2 runs, that tends to quiet the home crowd.
6-1 was the final yesterday. Mississippi State taking the series after a come-from-behind 5-4 victory. Friday night had some fireworks late in the ball game. Ole Miss took a 4-3 lead in the 7th. Mississippi State scored a couple of runs in the top of the 9th. They won it 5-4, and then yesterday, I described it to you earlier. We were talking, I thought, kind of a methodical win yesterday. Bulldogs had 3 home runs in the game. 5 of their 6 runs scored on the long ball, and they just took advantage when there was an opportunity. There's the strike from Hooks to Reed Stallman. Stallman with an RBI single in the 5th inning. He was later caught stealing. A couple of strikeouts as well. 2 hits on the weekend for Reed Stallman. Long swing there. Todd, it's hard to project how a season is going to go when you kind of look ahead, especially when you're only 3 weeks into conference play. But you look at Mississippi State's schedule, and it feels like it is favorable for the opportunity for them to really pile up some wins in conference play. Stallman goes down swinging on strikes, first out here in the 8th inning. They've got Georgia coming in next weekend, and that's obviously a Georgia team that can really swing it. And then they host Tennessee before going to South Carolina and then hosting LSU over the next month.
And you couple that with they haven't been beaten at home this year. It's going to be tough for Georgia and Tennessee coming to Starkville the next 2 weeks, especially if they can finish this off, a sweep of Ole Miss in Oxford and then going home for 2 weeks. Yeah, I mean, it looks really good for Mississippi State, who, like I said in the open, man, I mean, it looks like one of the better teams in the country right now.
Final 3 series of the year for Mississippi State will include 2 trips to the Lone Star State. They go to Texas, host Auburn, and then finish up at Texas A&M. 23-4 right now, off to a 6-2 start in the SEC, trying to go back-to-back sweeps after getting Vanderbilt last weekend. Ryder Woodson waves at the breaking ball and falls behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes.
Well, again, like I said, I mean,
a ball and 2 strikes.
Brian O'Connor brought 5 guys over from Virginia. Tomas Valinkas.
There you go.
There you go, get it right. is one of the major, parts of that whole deal. But it's just amazing to me how, and we know he knows his stuff, how quickly you can turn a program around, by the head coach. And
when we talked about losing their Friday night starter, Ryan McPherson, a lot of optimism that he will return for Mississippi State. When exactly is a different question, and Ryan O'Connor not committing to a timetable right now. He gets a swing and miss there for strikeout number 2 in the inning, and that's 3 straight strikeouts for Walker Hooks to end the 7th and then 2 to start the 8th.
A lot of strikeouts in this game from both sides. And Walker Hooks looking really good, 2 in a row, 3 in a row.
Ole Miss pitchers 13 strikeouts today. But 3 home runs allowed by the starter, Cade Townsend. Had not allowed a home run all season long. Making his first start since the arm injury against Texas. Shoulder injury, I guess, against Texas. Did not pitch last weekend against Kentucky.
But he shows shades of dominance today. And even though they may not win this baseball game, it's a win to see him out there, Cade Townsend, doing what he's capable of. And then you get Hunter Elliott involved in what I still think has world-class potential. Now you face an Ole Miss team in a regional, for example, with those 2 guys. It's going to be tough.
This ball out to right field. That one from Parker off the end of the bat, it looked like. It's a fly out to end the inning. Bulldogs go 1, 2, 3 in the top of the 8th. Bulldogs since Jacob Parker with his 6th home run of the year. How about a first home run for Andrew Raymond, a 2-run shot. Bulldogs leading at 6-1 over Ole Miss, and the Rebels running out of time. 6 outs remaining as we go to the bottom of the 8th.
3 home runs for the Bulldogs today, 3 home runs for the Bulldogs yesterday. Same score, 6-1 final yesterday, 6-1 now, and they pitched it, and the power has shown up for Mississippi State.
Brett Mosley will lead things off for Ole Miss. In the 6th hole of the lineup. Shows bunt, takes ball 1. Mosley had a bunt single back in the 1st inning to load the bases. He has struck out twice since. This one cued to the 3rd baseman, Reese. Fields it, throws it across, and there's one away in the 8th. Daniel Pasella will bat with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th inning for Ole Miss. Pasella, the transfer from Illinois State. Twice he was on the All Missouri Valley Conference first team. Played 107 games over 3 years at Illinois State and hit 48 home runs. So he's got 52 career home runs in college baseball. Difference over those 3 years at Illinois State, hit for average also, career .310 hitter. Hitting just .150 though on the year for Ole Miss. 0 for 3 today. Headed in the count 3-1 as the Bulldogs put a shift on. Swings through the fastball, the count goes full.
And they do have somewhat of a football team out there. If you get around the cage, Ole Miss batting practice. I mean, Daniel Purcell is 6'4", 230. Will Furness, Judd Utermark.
Back-to-back fastballs, gets Pacella to swing through them. He is 0 for 4, and there are 2 down in the 8th. Three weeks into conference play, who's the best team in the SEC?
I still like Texas. Mississippi State looks really good. Those are the top 2 for me.
Want to see more from Georgia at this point?
Yeah, I don't know if their staff can hold up. You know, I mean, to me, baseball's all pitching. We talk about timely hits. I mean, you don't have to have this big bashing Georgia team with 78 home runs coming into the weekend to win baseball games. They're good. They're very good. But you got to be able to pitch it. And then when you start, again, I mentioned Riojas and Volantis for Texas, or over here, you know, with Mississippi State, some of these guys that can really throw it.
This one on the ground, up the middle, a base hit for Austin Foley. It's 2-out single for the Rebels catcher.
That's what translates in Omaha, is guys on the mound.
And we've seen illustration after illustration. If you have got 2 elite frontline starters, you can make a run to that championship series and have a chance to win it all at the College World Series.
Yeah, LSU in 2023 had Skeens and Ty Floyd, and they got it done. There's plenty of those examples. Hunter Elliott and Dylan DeLucia for Ole Miss in 2022.
This ball lined out into left field for Braden Randall. That's his second hit of the ball game. Foley goes first to third. It's a 2-out double for Randall. Ole Miss showing some life here with a couple of outs in the bottom of the 8th.
And turning the lineup over, that's a 9-hole. Braden Randall had to hit his last time up in the 6th, base hit. Now a double in the gap, 2 for 4 on the day. And Ole Miss, like you said, a little bit of life here in the 8th.
Obviously, you can't win the College World Series with just 2 elite starters. Got to have a couple of pieces in the bullpen. But 2 big-time front-end arms can take you a long way toward a national championship if you're fortunate enough to be one of the 8 teams that makes it to Omaha. 2-0 now to Dom Decker, batting in the leadoff spot. He's been on base 1 time today, walked in the 6th inning. Now 3-0 to Decker. He was 0 for 2 and scored a run on Friday night. 2 for 3 yesterday for Dom Decker. Drove in a run.
Here's the situation. You wouldn't let him go because of who you got behind you, but if it were Judd at the plate right now, they'd absolutely give him the 3-0 green.
And this one not even close, and now for the 4th time today, Ole Miss has the bases loaded. A similar situation where there are 2 outs in the inning. Can the Rebels come up with that 2-out base hit to tighten this game up and try to get back in it?
Not similar, exact situation that Judd Utermark had back in the 6th. Bases loaded with 2 outs. And got in a position, got the 2-0 pitch and just barely missed it.
See Ole Miss back in the 1st inning. They got the RBI single from Colin Reuter. Oh, that wasn't with the bases loaded, though. They got the bunt single to load the bases with Mosley. Rebels had the bases loaded with 1 out in the 3rd inning. Strikeout and a fly out to end it. Had the bases loaded in the 6th inning. Mississippi State made a pitching change, and Judd Utermark flew out to end the inning. And Ole Miss now with 2 outs gets a single, a double, and a walk to once again load the bases for Judd Utermark with Tristan Becerra on deck.
Well, and Becerra's having a big year, but this is your guy, right? Judd Utermark. I mean, this is the situation where you need your guy to come through.
Utermark takes ball 1. Utermark fouls this one off deep and out of play down the right field line. He was ahead, 2-0 in the count when he flew out to into the inning in the 6th. A 1-1 count here to Utermark, and he fouls this one toward the Mississippi State dugout. Got a fastball at the bottom of the zone and got a piece of it. Ben Davis, who's been 97, 98. Are you looking fastball here?
Well, now you're behind in the count. I don't know that you can sell it to the fastball.
The 1-2. Strike 3 called. It's a 96-mile-an-hour fastball on the outside corner. Ben Davis pitches himself into and out of a jam in the bottom of the 8th.
This is a perfect spot, right on the outside corner, strike 3. What a frame job by Maluski, and State gets off the field again with the bases loaded.
Walker Hooks in relief for Ole Miss has been pretty good.
Off speed really good with the changeup. Kind of a funky delivery, lefty on lefty matchup. That's tough. He doesn't throw extremely hard, 90 miles an hour, but he manipulates that curveball pretty good for Walker Hooks today. 3 innings, only gave up the 1 hit with 4 strikeouts.
And now Landon Waters will come into the game, making his 10th appearance of the season. 0-1 with a 0 ERA, 15 punch-outs, 5 walks on the year for Waters.
Yeah, and I mean, yet another guy in the bullpen throws 96 miles an hour. Landon Waters making his 10th appearance. 3-1 strikeout to walk ratio. Curveball changeup. Much better against the right-handed hitters than the left-handers. Lefties hit 286 off of him. He's about to face 2 of them right now.
You talk about coming back in a ball game. There are 2 parts to it, right? You've got to have the offense, but you got to put zeros on the board. Well, Ole Miss has done that. Mississippi State has not scored since the top of the 5th inning. They got 2 runs in the top of the 1st, 3 in the top of the 4th, and a run in the top of the 5th. 3 straight zeros since, but Ole Miss has not scratched since the bottom of the 1st inning when they got the RBI single from Colin Reuter. Garrick Fry leading off for Mississippi State. Top of the ninth as the Bulldogs look to add insurance. And Fry goes after the first pitch. He hits it to Decker at second, a one-hopper, and there's one away. One pitch, one out for Landon Waters.
Well, we talked about, I mean, it's just 13 guys on base left by Ole Miss. It's kind of like walking a lot of guys, you know, as a pitching staff. I mean, it's hard to overcome that at this level.
Ole Miss has left the bases loaded 4 times today. Milewski getting his first opportunity to swing the bat today. Andrew Raymond, the starters at the catching spot today, was 1 for 2 with a 2-run home run for Mississippi State. His first home run of the year. Valencius came in as a pinch hitter and struck out in the 6th inning. Milewski's got 4 home runs in limited at-bats, just 36 at-bats on the year, and he hits this one high in the air to center field. Mosley on the track, and that's going to be gone. 5th home run of the year for Milewski. How about the 8th spot in the order today for Mississippi State? A pair of home runs from 2 different guys.
And how about sitting on the bench, not even thinking you're going to play today, and come up and hit a home run dead center for Milewski. Another piece of this puzzle that Brian O'Connor, we talked about, like, didn't know who he would catch. And Milewski transfers in from Seton Hall, 6'5", 235 with a lot of pop, dead center. 4 home runs for State today.
First home run allowed by Landon Waters this season, and the Bulldogs' lead is now a half dozen. In front 7-1 here in the top of the ninth. A solo home run from Milewski, Kevin Milewski, with 1 out in the ninth. And now Bryce Chance, the 9-hole hitter. Chopper to Furness at first. He'll jog to the bag and step on it himself just ahead of Bryce Chance for the 2nd out of the inning.
Well, you're an Oxford guy. I mean, this place is just not the same without right field being active, right? I mean, it's just different.
Bulldogs tying their season high with the 4 home runs today. Yeah, when the students have kind of shut it down for the weekend, it certainly has a different feel.
Man.
And a few diehards hanging on at the end.
That's just not a scene you usually see here in Oxford, which will change. I mean, things will be different, but State's just coming and quieted everybody.
Big crowd on Friday night. First 2 games of the series drew over 11,000. Smaller on this Palm Sunday afternoon. 2 down in the inning. Hayden Teal, a little tardy on the swing there, and he's behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Teal's got a couple of hits in the ball game. His first 2 of the weekend. He got a double in the first and scored on the 2-run home run from Reese. Singled and scored in the 5th inning. The 0-2 from Landon Waters, and he gets him swinging. But Mississippi State adds an insurance run in the top of the ninth. The solo home run from Kevin Milewski and his only at bat of the ball game. Rebels need 6 to keep this game going in the bottom of the ninth. 9 hits for Mississippi State, including a solo home run in the top of the 9th inning to make the lead 6. Rebels a run on 6 hits and 1 error today. Bulldogs trying to sweep here in Oxford for the first time in 7 years. 2019, the last time they were able to do that. Ben Davis worked 2 1/3 of scoreless relief for Mississippi State. Punched out 4, walked 1, only gave up a couple of hits. And he now hands the reins over to the left-hander, Dane Burns, who's making his 12th appearance of the year and his 2nd trip to the mound this weekend. Pitched a 1/3 of an inning in Friday night's ball game, had a strikeout in that situation. What do we see with Dane Burns?
Low 90s fastball, uses the slider equally as much as the fastball, about 50% of the time for each, 40% whiff rate on the slider. Left-handed hitters hitting 100 points lower than right-handed hitters against Dane Burns.
2 1/3 you see there for Ben Davis. The left-hander got himself into a little bit of trouble in the bottom of the 8th inning, but he got his strikeout to end the inning, causing Ole Miss to leave the bases loaded for the 4th time in today's ball game. And Burns will deal with Tristan Becerra. Tough weekend at the plate for Becerra. 0 for 3 today with a walk. Becerra was 0 for 4 on Friday night. Takes a fastball there and was 0 for 4 yesterday. So hitless on the weekend for a guy that has had and has the best offensive numbers of the season for Ole Miss. You see Drew Wires now at second base for Mississippi State.
That's just a tough angle, lefty on lefty matchup. Like I said before, the difference is as a left-hand hitter facing a left-hand pitcher, you got a split second less time to react. And when you got this kind of off delivery from Dane Burns, it just makes it that much more difficult to pick up the baseball.
In the opening weekend of SEC play, Tristan Becerra delivered one of the more dramatic moments of the season for Ole Miss, a top of the 9th grand slam. Gave Ole Miss the lead against Texas, ended up going to extra innings, and the Rebels handed Texas one of their 2 losses in SEC play. They lost on Friday, Texas did, in their first 2 weekends of conference play, at home to Ole Miss and on the road against Auburn. Got the backside of both of those series and pulled off a sweep against Oklahoma this weekend to move to 7-2 in SEC play, tied atop the standings. Strike 3 called. Becerra goes away looking. Last 2 at-bats for him have been strikeouts looking.
And that's what can happen, too. You're so focused on picking up the baseball and spitting on about 3 sliders in a row in the dirt that it makes you a little lethargic. And at 3-2, Dane Burns just burns him with a fastball right down the middle.
Now Colin Reuter. 2 outs remaining for Ole Miss. The Bulldogs 2 outs away from moving into a tie for first with the Texas Longhorns and also the Georgia Bulldogs at 7-2.
That's 13 strikeouts for the Ole Miss offense. And it's a lot like talking about on the other side with pitchers. If you walk 13 guys in a game, it's going to be tough to win. 13 strikeouts for the Ole Miss offense. And they've created traffic, but when you got that many swing and misses, it's just going to be tough.
And I think that's what stands out today. Mississippi State has walked 8 Ole Miss hitters in the ball game.
They put them in position, but then just they can't do anything with it. It hadn't even really been a hard hit ball in those situations.
No balls and 2 strikes to Colin Reuter, dealing with Dane Burns, the 3rd pitcher of the day for Mississippi State, and he gets another strikeout back-to-back here in the bottom of the 9th inning, and Ole Miss down to its final out with Will Furness coming to the plate.
Strikeout number 14 for the 4th best pitching staff in the league, Mississippi State. We've already talked about their offense, how good they are, 1st in the league. They're playing well, pitching it well today.
So Will Furness, the last hope for Ole Miss, down 6 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Mississippi State on its way to a sweep of their in-state rivals. The 2 teams will meet again this year in the Governor's Cup. That game at the end of April, April 27th in Pearl, Mississippi. Furness lines this one out to left field for a base hit. Second hit of the game for Will Furness, third time that he has been on base.
And both hits he's had today have gone the other way, yet they still shift on him. So it just sometimes doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. The dude can hit, and he can go to all fields.
Will Furness has done that a lot, not just this year. He had a huge hit against Kentucky last weekend going the opposite way. That was after Kentucky intentionally walked Becerra to get to Furness. Topher Jones is going to pinch hit for Brett Mosley. Jones takes down and away for ball one. The sophomore from Hernando, originally committed to Mississippi State, spent a semester on campus in Starkville. Transferred to Pearl River Community College, where he excelled last year, now on this Ole Miss team. Jones chops it left side. Reese able to field it, throws across, and that ends the inning and the ball game. Mississippi State with a dominant weekend sweep over Ole Miss. 5-4 in game one, 6-1 yesterday, and 7-1 today in the series finale. Their first sweep in Oxford since 2019.
Brian O'Connor, pretty impressive first-year head coach coming over. Virginia has Mississippi State Bulldogs playing like they had hoped. Again, I still think they're one of the best teams in the country. You look at UCLA, you look at Texas, but Mississippi State's right there with them, and they showed it on the road in Oxford, sweeping a pretty good Ole Miss Rebel team, and just really impressive.
Bulldogs moved to 24-4 on the year. They got it started with a two-run home run from Ace Reese. Ole Miss would answer with a run in the bottom of the first inning, but that would be all the offense for Ole Miss. Mississippi State would get three more home runs in the ballgame. One from Jacob Parker, one from Andrew Raymond, and then you get the late home run from Kevin Maluski. 7-1 the final. Mississippi State scores 6 of their 7 runs via the long ball. Duke Stone, the winning pitcher today for Mississippi State. Cade Townsend takes his first loss of the year. Thanks for being with us on this Sunday afternoon in Oxford, Mississippi, wrapping up week 3 of Southeastern Conference play. Mississippi State moves to 24-4 on the year, and they are tied atop the SEC standings at 7-2 in the league. For our entire SEC Network crew and my partner Todd Walker, I'm Richard Cross. Thanks for being with us. We'll now send you to Mark Neely in Starkville.